Friends, welcome to my workplace at Ranaghat, West Bengal, India. This is a full thickness radial corneal tear at 4:30 o'clock meridian. I have taken up this case for a repair. Let us observe the surgery. The ocular surface is being thoroughly irrigated after instilling few drops of povidone iodine. Now see, this is the corneal tear at around 4:30 o'clock meridian. Now this is a stab incision which is going through the conjunctiva posterior to the limbus, and then it goes into the anterior chamber. This is about 2.4 millimeter wound, and now I take Visco 2% hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose and inject Visco into the anterior chamber through this wound to fill up the anterior chamber, so that as I take bites I don't catch the iris. Now I'm taking bites from the cut into one of the lips of the wound, the left wound, left lip, and now I've started taking bites. These bites are about 80% of corneal thickness. Yes, this is the second bite. Pull the thread, and now I am ready to take the third bite. These bites are close to each other. It can be little more apart, and when you come back you can take bites in between. This is a bite on the central end of this radial cut injury. Yes, I've taken the bites to go to the other end. Now I have to come back to the peripheral end. This is a bite in between two previous bites, and now I take a bite from the inferior lip of the wound, come back into the gap between the two wounds, and here I'll take some time to come out because the gap is very less. I depress this side and maneuver in such a way that the needle comes out through the gap between the two lips of this wound. And now as I tie this knot, the knot will go into the lips of the wound. Before tying the knot, we have to pull the sutures and so that the suture is neither very tight nor very loose. We have to see that, and after proper judgment we have to tie the knot. Yes, this is a 2 on knot. First 2 throws, then an on throw, and then another throw. Now we have to cut the threads after these After the knot is done, very carefully, because we cannot cut the knot, and neither we can keep the threads very long, because it is going to be buried. If the threads are long, it may protrude through the wound outside. And now if I press, it should go, but still on thread is protruding. So what I do is I pull the thread from here and then adjust the wound at other places, so that the knot goes into corneal stroma. Yes, the knot is placed, and now the visco that is in the anterior chamber has to be removed. I have taken a 23 gauge Simcoe cannula to remove this viscoelastic substance. We have to be very careful, we should not touch the anterior capsule of the lens. We should be on the iris all the time and remove the visco. Yes, most of the visco is coming out. Give some time here so that you don't get visco-induced raised IOP. And now check the wound, check the intraocular pressure, and now I am using moxifloxacin to hydrate corneal stroma to close this stab wound. This wound has come from sclera, so even if this wound length is 3 mm or 4 mm, it is self-sealing. And now I form the antechamber with BSS. The pupil has dilated, means the antechamber has become deep, and there is no leakage from the wound and from the stab wound, and I can apply moxifloxacin and conclude the case. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope this video will give you some necessary and important tips to repair corneal injuries very confidently. Thank you very much for your attention once again.